Hopefully this camera works good. Hey everybody, welcome to the Hamakua Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and today is another installment in the Make It March collaboration. Just in case you haven't heard about it, I have all of the links down below. Make sure that you check them out because every time you comment on a Make It March video, it is an entry to win a prize at the end of the month. So make sure you go check it out. And a big thank you to Lisa over at Sutton's Days for inviting us to participate in this collaboration. What is it, you ask? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. Today, we are utilizing our canned goods. A lot of times, myself and my other friends that are included in this collaboration, we show you how to pressure can and how to water bath can, how to steam can. But what do you do with it after it's sitting in your pantry in a jar? It's just there and it's so pretty. What do you do with it? Well, you eat it, of course. And so here is one more recipe to show you how you can use your canned goods. This is a variation sort of like a biscuits and gravy type of a situation. So we're gonna start off by making our biscuits. Make sure that you keep your butter nice and cold. That's the key to a successful biscuit. Preheat your oven to 425. In a medium bowl, you're going to combine 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now it's time to take your butter out of your refrigerator or freezer. You're going to use 6 tablespoons. You do have options to cut it up really small using a pastry cutter. You have all kinds of options. Today, I'm going to grate it with a cheese grater, and I think it works very well. Cut your butter into your flour mixture until it resembles pea-sized crumbs. Then you're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of cold whole milk. In this case, I'm using half and half because that's what I have. Make sure that you don't overwork your dough. And as much as you can avoid getting your hands in there too much, because the heat from your hands is going to heat it up and then it's just going to create a whole different situation. You want your butter and all of your ingredients to stay as cold as possible. Transfer your biscuit dough onto a well-floured surface. Once the dough is all together into a ball, gently work your flour all together. If your dough is too sticky, add a little bit more flour, just until it's okay-ish to work with. Once your dough is cohesive, fold it in half over itself. Flatten it out, fold it again. Repeat this 5 to 6 times. You're basically creating layers within your biscuit. Using your hands, not a rolling pin, roll it out into a 1-inch thick circle. Then you're going to cut them out. You can use an actual cookie cutter or whatever you have laying around. Stick these into your oven and bake them for 12 minutes. until the tops are lightly browned. Let's make some biscuits. Wow. Ooh. Okay, our biscuits are done. Set this aside and we're gonna start in on our gravy. So I'm not entirely sure what kind of meat this is. It could be lamb, pork, or beef. I'm not sure. But the reason that I picked this kind, even though the lid is no longer legible, is because it looks like it has plenty of liquid, and I think it has seasonings in there too, lots of spices. So I think it's gonna make for a really great gravy for our biscuits. Hold on, hold on. Canned goods on top of a biscuit. Wow. So we're gonna start out with 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. Now, this is the same principle for basically making any type of gravy. This is how you start what we would call a roux. You can make a roux in really any proportion. You don't have to do 2 tablespoons. You can do it to any size that you need, you know, based on however many people you're feeding and what you're doing. 2 tablespoons is more than enough for my needs. As long as you're doing an equalish portion of butter to flour. That's the whole point, right? So you're basically making a type of paste. And this way you can get your flour in there as a thickener, and also we're cooking it off so you don't have that raw flour flavor. So as long as you cook it for a whole minute or so, you should be pretty good with that part. Yeah, I guess we're cooking flour is what we're doing. It sounds silly. Now we can grab the good stuff. Spicy pork, maybe? I don't know, but it smells delicious. I don't know what it is. Now you're just gonna make the flour absorb all the goodness from your juice of your meat. You know, you can use any kind of broth you want. Any kind will do when you're making any kind of regular old gravy. Just make sure you keep your heat down real low. Mine is lower than it looks. It is, it's low. Bam. Call me Gordon Ramsay because bam. Now I'm gonna throw the rest of this meat in there, and spices and goodness. Okay, this is a little bit too thick. I'm gonna add some more of a different kind of broth. This is beef bone broth. I'm not gonna add much flavors or anything just yet because that jar of meat already had plenty of seasonings in it. So we'll stop and take a look and see what we need in a bit. I think that'll do it. Looks good. Looks fantastic. Let's give it a little taste. Just a little bit of salt, I think, and we are good. There's our biscuits. Smells really good. They could be bigger. Oh well. Biscuits and gravy. Now, if you want to get crazy, you can add a fried egg on top of here. You can add bacon on the side, whatever you want. But this is your basic biscuits and gravy. Now, doesn't that look fantastic? Fried egg, bacon, whatever tickles your fancy. Absolutely. This is gonna cure anything you got. That's gonna do it for today, you guys. Don't forget to check all the channel links down below. Comment on each and every one of their videos, after you watch them, of course, because then you could win a prize on top of the fact that you're already getting all kinds of really cool recipe ideas. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Hamakua Homestead. I'll see you again soon.